On Smite.
Episode 2.
On Smite.
Episode 2!
On Smite.
Episode 2!
The next one's episode 3.
Episode 3!
Should I become part of a death metal band?
Oh, Smite! Smite!
On Smite.
Episode 2!
Gatzeus! Welcome back to another episode of On Smite, Dead Workers Party on Smite.
Recorded on
the
May 10th.
12th of 5th of May, the 5th month, 12th day. You know the year.
2013.
Oh, unless you're
I'm
listening
Brent
to this in the
Copeland.
future.
I am Wes Wilson.
And I'm Eric Fullerton, and I forgot how to start a podcast.
It's okay. We just did one earlier today.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're doing this very late at night. We decided to have an all-day Saturday recording session. So actually, it's Sunday now.
It is Sunday now.
Yes.
So
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yes.
And in lieu of Mother's Day, go out and kill the goddess of mothers in Smite.
Whoa. Okay.
Right? That's probably in there.
No, not really.
Is that Callie?
Now give him a little,
That's Callie.
No.
give him a little kiss on the cheek.
Yeah, a little
Yep.
kiss and forearm hug. Stuff like
There you
that.
go.
Anyway, we've got a sponsor for this show today. It is Squidner, who says,
Awesome podcast so far. Keep up the good work. Love Squidnear.
Squidner. We actually got in some games with Squidner this week, so I don't know if you've been playing Smite, but if you want to play with us, just add us, Brent Copeland, Wes Wilson, and Sardonius or
Sarmonius.
Sarmonius.
I'm gonna still change my name. I just gotta save up the money to do that.
But and also if you follow us on Twitch, we will usually announce when we're playing, and we try to cycle people out. So we try to shuffle it up so we get some new faces in to join us for each game. So
Yeah.
And this week, we've actually been playing with a lot of people. I mean, cycling people in and out. We even had to do some custom games, which comes to some ideas we had for the game later on we'll talk about. But I know this week I've been trying to find someone to kind of keep me entertained besides Loki, because I feel bad like every time just auto-queuing Loki. What are we playing? Oh, Loki. Oh.
Yeah.
Didn't see that
but
coming.
he's so deadly.
Yeah.
Well, and so I've been doing some of the assaults, and I got put in with Bastet, who I'd never thought about playing. I'd never played anyone that I see Bastet running around. I'm just like,
Yeah.
doesn't worry me. But I did really well with Bastet, and I enjoyed it. And,
She's surprisingly tough.
well, and I did this really weird build. I got her up to almost 500 movement, which I couldn't really see how to get any faster
Yeah.
with it, and she could just zoom in and do damage and get out of there with the leap. It was just crazy. So that was a lot of fun. So I'll probably try to play her a lot more. What about you guys?
Let's see. I'm still kind of stuck with my favorites that I talked about last week. Love the monkey.
The monkey
I
is
love
awesome.
the monkey.
You gonna shock the monkey?
Yes, especially in arenas. Still, I'm doing with conquest and stuff. I'm still kind of sticking with Thor, even though I continually get annoyed with the melee attack, and I don't know. I want to get up there and do something, and I can't yet. Especially like at the beginning. Level 1, level 2, and I'm just like,
It's hard to get in when you're a melee class. Get into the mobs without feeling you're leaving yourself exposed.
Yeah.
It really is difficult. Is it that way in LoL?
There's kind of a whole different kind of tactic. I mean, a little bit, yes, but usually your melees are a little bit rougher, and they usually have escape movement to be able to get out anyway.
Right.
So, but it's like in LoL, like you're so worried on getting last hits and stuff to get that XP, which is completely different in Smite, where there's so much more running in and trying to kill people.
Right.
It changes the game dynamic completely, so it's kind of hard to equate the two in that aspect.
Yeah.
But I know that when I'm playing Fenrir, unless I'm willing to go in and attack players, I don't go in for mobs. It seems like I'm exposing myself too much to enemy attacks. So I'll kind of sit back until I'm confident I can go in without them hitting me.
Right.
So there's not a whole lot of killing mobs as a melee person. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Especially if you're with a ranged person. Just let them kill the mobs. You'll be splitting the experience, pretty much, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I checked out Fenrir, and I'm not confident to like play him in the like with other real people. So because he's so new, and so I was just kind of checking him out with solo, and against bots or against Raw, and but also this week I was away from home for many days, and all I had with me was my laptop, which luckily can play Smite just fine because it seems like Smite isn't too demanding really. So I was playing it, but I forgot my mouse, so I had to play with the trackpad, and it's horrible. Oh my god, it was so bad. That was another reason I didn't want to play against real people, but I had to get my Smite fixed, so I was like, hey, I might as well try out Fenrir and see what he's all about. So you've been playing Fenrir too?
I have, and at first I got in because he was all like OP. It seemed like everybody who used him against me was like chewing me up. Yeah. But he really is a glass cannon. Like if anybody targets him while he's doing his stuff, he's probably going to die. And so I actually kind of changed my strategy. At first what I would do is I would use his number 1, his big leap. To kind of leap into battle onto somebody, and if I had my runes, I would stun them, and then I would do my rake where I go hurrah, 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 and then I would try to kill them, but I would always get killed. So what I've been doing, I kind of changed my strategy. What I do is I use my rake to leap in, and then I use my number 1, my big leap, to get out. So what I'll do is I'll hop in, I'll do my rakes, I might do a couple of attacks, but if I get in, but before anybody can look at me, I leap out.
Yeah.
Courageously run away.
Yes.
See, that's one thing I love about Bastet is her leap in, if she hits it again within 5 seconds, it leaps her back out to where she started. So it's kind of like a freebie, right?
Yeah.
You leap in. And I use it all the time to get past the towers. You just leap past the towers, kill someone, and then leap, all the way back.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's...
What do y'all think about his ultimate? Do you use
Fenrir?
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's good for finishing somebody off that's almost dead, because you kind of do some damage while you're running away with him. But what he's particularly good for is bringing people into towers. Like if somebody is nearby, you grab them and you drag them into a tower, or if you've got somebody who's prepared for you to drag somebody back, you can take them out.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I use number 4 to get away. I use his ultimate to get away from like movement effects and things like that.
Yeah, but that kills me, because that's like Loki's ultimate is a leap in, stun, and do some damage. And when I have to use that to get away, it's just painful, because you're like, oh, another minute, go by. Yeah. But I like the idea of like using the towers is a weapon. Like I played Hades in one match, and I found that if I stayed at the tower and just let them kind of come there, inevitably they're going to come into the tower's range, and then I do his ultimate that sucks them in, and they're just sitting there getting hit by the cannon. Yep. And it's a great tool. I think people need to learn kind of not using these powers straightforward like they say in there and think, oh, well, I do this. Think about maybe some alternative ways to use the powers.
Right. Well, and that's one thing with Fenrir. You'll be tempted really bad just to go in and unleash on somebody, because you can get in and hurt somebody so bad, so fast. But if you do, you'll most likely die. You kind of got to plan it a little bit. You can't. And I also found myself going to get the melee buff a lot. I'd go and get the little red melee buff, so that I had some extra damage. Another thing I started doing with Fenrir is I started getting attack speed items. Because if he can get a couple of good attack speed items, his like basic attack, I mean, it'll start hurting people. Yeah. So.
Yeah. One last thing about Fenrir that I noticed was it was kind of non-intuitive to me about like how his ultimate worked, because I would hit 4 and he's just running, and I'd run up against another god and it doesn't do anything. And I'm like, well, do I have to click or do I have to hold? And I hold it and then I release and then it drops, and I'm still actually kind of confused about how that works.
Yes, you click and grab. And then but I don't think you release them. I don't really know. I just run them as far back as I can, and
then the timer after the timer it drops, and then and then you get small.
Yeah, like I played them for the first time this week, and it's like you said, it's like there's tactics in there that you learn. Like I was doing the same thing, just jumping in, and then I'd be like, "Man, this guy dies so fast. Like, why is I didn't realize he was so paper thin."
Yeah.
And then like I would do my ultimate, I'd be like, "Oh, someone's going down." I'd be like, "I can't hit anybody. Like, why can't I grab anybody? What's going on?" So there's some learning.
Well, and
there.
there's some dirty tricks also. Like if somebody is. If Guan Yu is in his ultimate, or there's a lot of people who become invulnerable to movement effects when they use their ultimates.
Yeah,
and at those point in times, you can't really do anything. You can't grab them. So sometimes
that's a good
people
point.
activate their ultimate to get to so that they're not afraid of you.
That's a good point.
So we ready for some news?
News.
Well, actually, hold on. I've got some other stuff to talk about here.
Okay.
Right?
What?
We're still talking about our show. Well, I had a big thing this week on Core Elements. We interviewed Todd Harris,
Sweet.
co-founder of and COO of Hi-Rez, and we got to talk to him about Smite and tribes and all kinds of great stuff. One of the things we kind of focused on was how it was funny that he went and made a tribes game with their incredibly passionate fan base that can be very critical of people and what they do with the tribes game. And then they picked up a MOBA with its community and how bitterly cruel it can be.
Yeah.
So there's some good stuff. We also talked to him. Like one of the things I was kind of curious about was how it evolved. And actually, most of the people working there did not know what a MOBA was when they started working on Smite.
Oh.
That may be a good thing too, right?
Yeah.
Did you ask him which god is his favorite?
No, I did not.
Did you ask him what's in his pockets?
No, I did not.
Or the god that he hates the most?
I didn't ask him that. No. Why didn't I ask him that though? That's a very good question.
We'll ask him right here on this show.
Exactly. Next when he comes on here, we'll talk to him about it.
Yeah.
But he did. I asked him about whether they had gotten some flack for people actively worship the Hindu gods, and they're in the game. So what kind of response did they get from actual Hindus who? But evidently, he said that there's a lot of misconception about the Hindu pantheon in Western culture. So a lot of people aren't as bothered by it, but he did get contacted by one group, and they did take some actions to try to make things a little more at least accurate, and then the other thing that they did is they're not going to put any more Hindu gods in.
Oh, okay.
So that'll be the end of the Hindu gods, and they've got lots of pantheons to choose from. So that's really not.
Yeah, next we'll see Jesus.
Yes,
I love is on the third day you get a free res.
But one other interesting thing is he did talk about the fact that the gods that they've chosen are gods who usually get into conflicts in their stories. You know what I mean? Like
Fenrir and so
he choosing a passive kind of like Buddha probably would not be a really good example of a good Smite god. So I don't know. It's an interesting interview. You can check it out if you go to ce.deadworkers.com for Core Elements, and we'll put a link in the show notes.
And speaking of, talking to the guys from Hi-Rez and Smite, they've been awesome to us. We've actually have a 3 Fenrir unlocks that we're going to be giving away, and a couple of the full Ultimate God Pack unlocks.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
We're trying to figure out what's the best contest for that. I think this month right now we're going to give the 3 Fenrir codes away to people who leave iTunes reviews.
Okay.
So just go to iTunes, look up on Dead Workers Party on Smite, leave a review, and then in 4 episodes or so, in basically a month, we will randomly pick from the people who left a review. Can be bad, can be good, whatever. Just let us know how you're liking the show. And
do we want to do that, or do we want to give out one a week?
It's kind of a cool idea too.
We can announce who won it on the next episode.
Choices
based on the people who left a review this week.
Okay.
What? Okay.
Whatever. So go leave a review, and I guess this gives you multiple chances to win or something too.
Sure.
I don't know. So go leave a review.
Well, that wouldn't
and
make any
next
sense.
week we'll randomly pick a person.
You can't get the God Pack twice. That didn't
No,
make
this
sense.
is for the Fenrir Unlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't unlock them twice either.
Right.
So, like, you can't really win twice.
And you can't leave 2 reviews.
Well, they could give it to a friend.
Well,
It doesn't-
But that gets complicated, man.
But
Y'all
we're
are making it complicated.
No,
Nice and simple.
I'm going to sick
We're
Thor's
going to
hammer on you.
random next week, if we remember.
Yeah.
During the show, we'll random a winner for Fenrir Unlock. And
Yes.
so that's the god and I believe a skin, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah. So that's awesome.
couple more things that I did. I played Artemis
Yeah?
in a ARAM in a assault. And
like her?
oh my god, yes! I think that's the next god I'm going to focus on. Artemis is
yeah?
nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you play Artemis right, you can really lay some people low. So I think that's one I'm going to work on next.
Oh,
and
very
also
cool.
I have to laugh because we got into a match and there was somebody who said, "Hey, we got this. They picked Guan Yu." Do you remember this? We got into a match tonight. Oh, we got this. They picked Guan Yu. And oh my God, that Guan Yu owned us the whole game.
Really?
Yes. Yes. The whole game.
Yeah.
It was grotesque.
Wow.
I
That's
think we
impressive.
kind of let it happen, though, with the great plans we had.
Yeah.
Game.
So Brent, do you want to talk about what you were?
No, so we're doing Smite news.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, but you can talk about yours, and then I'll talk about my bit with that.
Do what?
Never mind. Okay. So Smite news.
I don't know where we're going with this.
Okay.
News.
News!
News!
Smite news!
Smite
News!
News!
News! You snooze, you lose. You don't get no news. What? No?
I don't know.
So anyway, we got some information here from Hi-Res Studios themselves. They're beginning a $2,000 tournament series. Prizes every week. This is North America, European split. They're expanding involvement in the Smite esports and competition scene. Hi-Res is now hosting separate North American and European tournaments every weekend with $1,000 in weekly prizes for each region.
Wow.
Teams are able to register for a single region and compete weekly against the best teams on regional servers. The games will be broadcast at Twitch TV Smite Games. North American coverage begins at noon Eastern every Saturday, and European coverage begins at 9 a.m. Eastern. That's 15 CET every Sunday. And a new central website supports team sign-up and tournament brackets at esports.smitegame.com. So if you're interested and want to sign up and you've got a team, esports.smitegame.com. Like, should we do this as like a lark? Like, I know we'll lose, but if we get a team of 5 that, like...
That's
Yo,
scary.
yeah.
We could try it.
Think about the last time we did a custom game.
That
was harsh.
We don't need to think about it. We just need to do it.
Okay.
There is no
Do it.
try. There is only do.
It's, to get our name out there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, the worst players in Smite, go listen to their podcast.
I bet we could beat
Smite.
somebody.
Yeah, there's probably somebody out there
There's
playing with a
somebody
trackpad on a laptop.
Maybe we can get some friends to sign up and let us play them first.
Yeah.
I have a 9-year-old nephew
I like where you're going with this.
and a couple of young nieces.
I've got a
we
7-year-old
could hook
daughter
them up.
now.
There you go. Play against them.
Yeah.
We'll own, dude.
Todd Harris has a 10-year-old son who's trying to reach level 30. So
What?
we need to be careful about the 10-year-olds we let into the game.
True.
So we also, by the way, if you can get a free skin right now. If you haven't gotten the Artemis Stalker skin yet, you need to visit their promo page, and all you got to do is tweet it out. If you don't have Twitter, make a Twitter account, tweet it out, and you can get a free Artemis skin.
Yeah. Also, if you want a raw skin, you just go like them on Facebook. There's a page, we'll link to it to get that. And anytime we hear of any kind of like free skins giveaways, we'll definitely mention them in the show, so you can try to go get your free skins.
Gotta do that. Too easy to do.
Guess what time it is?
Hugging and money on.
Hugging and money.
Hugging and money on. I like to repeat bumpers. Hugging.
Money.
Hugging.
Munnin.
Hugging.
Money.
Hugging.
Munnin.
Hugging.
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 Money.
Hugging.
Money.
Hugging.
Money.
Hugging. 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 Hugging.
Boom, boom,
Munnin',
boom,
munnin',
boom,
huggin',
boom,
huggin',
boom,
and
boom,
munnin',
boom,
munnin',
boom,
munnin', and
Okay, it's getting
huggin'.
old. So this is our mailbag, and our first letter here is from Excylinder. It says, "Hey guys, I've never played a MOBA before and decided to give Smite a try. As you can imagine, I did quite badly since I've never played one before. And was yelled at a lot by my teammates. That wasn't a big surprise, however. It became quite tiresome joining game after game, only be yelled at over and over.
Oh.
Welcome to the MOBA community. I have improved a lot since I started, but obviously have a lot to learn, and I'm wondering, in your opinion, how do I best go about learning the game? Would you suggest I only do practice runs, only play with friends who give constructive criticism, or continue playing with those who insult my every move until I hopefully become good enough so they won't yell at me anymore? Or do you have any other suggestions?"
Wow.
Here's the thing. If you play with strangers in a MOBA, you are going to get insulted and yelled at. I actually think the Smite community is better than others. People are a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
But it's just going to happen. I think playing with your friends is going to be your best option. And I think the key is focus on one hero, get really good at that hero. And then once you're good at one hero, move on to something else.
There is another option I found works much better. When you start playing, pick on someone else real fast. Like, just tell them, "Man, why did you buy that potion, you moron?" And just flame them right off the bat. It's kind of like the prison theory, right?
Yeah.
The first day in, you smack some guy in the head with your tray, and you beat the crap out of him, and no one else will mess with you.
Right.
So just do that and Smite. It will work like a charm.
Flex your muscles.
Just flex them.
And we did get a question in the chat room that they don't understand the name of the section. This is our mailbag, and Huggin and Munnin were the name of Odin's ravens, who were his messengers.
Make sense now?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, and we have a question here from High Own Definition, who says, "What do you guys think of being able to pay your way back into the game using your favor after you've been labeled a deserter and banned for 30 minutes? Good idea, bad idea? What are your thoughts?" And
so paying your way in, I think that's just a bad practice.
With favor, though? Well, okay.
Yes, I think in any way of like, I mean,
there's two things.
You're righting
with
a
this.
wrong, right? Like, you
well,
should be
but
punished.
there's some bugs they need to fix.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
there was a couple of times where we played and we got booted out of the game for whatever reason.
Oh,
and when
yeah.
we came back, we were deserters.
Oh, that's true.
And you lose, like, you start getting less favor until you get your, goodwill?
Your goodwill.
Goodwill back up. But you can't play for 30 minutes. I think they should somehow fix that. I don't know what the problem is, but if they fix that, I agree with Eric. I don't think you should be able to pay. I actually think you should be charged as well as not be let back in the game if you're a deserter. There's nothing that makes me more irate than getting into a game and about to start it and someone leaves, like, right when you go in there and you're like, dude, like, it happens all the time in LoL too.
Yeah.
And they have, like, a much shorter window, like it's like 5 minutes and you can get back in or something stupid, I think. I don't know. Or it's like when you dodge Q, at least. It's that. And to me, it's like, not only did you stop me from playing this game, or I'm going to have a crappy game because of it, now I got booted out and I've got to wait 5 minutes to play the game myself.
Yeah.
Like, I basically got a 5-minute deserter tag because you left.
Man.
You know, while you're queued up.
Yeah.
So that's annoying to me, and I think it definitely, I like the 30-minute restriction, but fix the bug too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if you put on I mean, really, it's kind of hard to get, you know, I mean, how much, if 500 favor, it's kind of quite a bit. I mean, I've been, this whole time, I'm level 14 and I've got 11,000 favor. That means I could buy my way back into 22 games. And I've been playing quite a while.
Wow.
You know, so I mean, like, what about like maybe 1,000 favor? I mean, that's a significant hit. But like, if something happens and it's your only time to play, you don't lose your ability to play.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm kind of okay with the idea. I think there's some good stuff.
But you don't think it's okay that he just screwed 4 other people's, or actually 9 other people's game?
What if
technically he cost 45 minutes of playtime, right?
What if it was an accident? I mean, that's what I'm.
There are accidents, but how do you like?
You remember the night your internet went out?
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah,
but if my internet's out, I'm not going to be playing for 30 minutes anyway.
Probably true.
I understand what you're saying. I just don't know where that compromise is between people going, I've been playing this game since alpha, and I've got 400,000 favor. I'm going to dodge until I get my perfect queue every time and pay it. Like, maybe once a week. Like, to me, maybe something like that. You can dodge once a week without a penalty.
That's not bad.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Because that kind of, like, I have only experienced it once since I've played.
Right. I've gotten it twice. I've been disconnected twice.
So
I haven't had it happen yet.
But you got deserted both times?
Yep.
Or?
I've been lucky. Also, no one's ever yelled at me in game either.
Well, I've only played with my friends for the most part.
Yeah.
So
I've just owned every time.
So we got another question from Exiliner. I heard you talking about customizing your purchases and having them happen automatically as you play. I wonder if it's possible to do the same with skill points. Yes. Basically, you can go into the gods window and select a god in the upper left part of the screen, and you can assign them all the items and the order of the skill points you want them to purchase things. Now, some of the purchases do not work. It's going to be wonky about your purchases. I think Brent suspected it probably buys what you can buy, even if you're saving up. It might level up your meditate before it gets you the weapon you want. But yes, you can do all that beforehand so that while you're playing you don't have to think at all except about combat.
And I know she like she's done the item stuff, and I know that she's specifically asking about the skills. It's basically the same window, but there's a tab right next to it. Like, one says skills and one says items. And so I love the skill ones. Like, I set them all up. I go change it to what I want, and I let it auto pick my skills for me every time.
Yep.
The items I stopped doing because, I found that it would, like, you buy if you have potions in there, it buys potions every time you go back because you got 50 gold.
Yeah.
Right. So it's going to buy potions every time. And honestly, after my first time leaving, I don't buy potions because it's 250 health.
Yeah.
Like, once you've got, a bunch more health, it's really not that helpful.
Yeah.
Except for when I fill my build up, and then I buy either defense or damaging.
Yeah.
And then a stack of health, just because why not? You've got a lot of money. So
yeah. On the 8th day.
Oh, yeah. On the 8th day.
So this is where we talk about what game or god mechanics we would want. And here is what I want. I want to be able to have a chat room with a bunch of people. Okay, maybe even just 10. You could limit it to 10. But I'd like to be able to set up a room, and then we can randomly draw from that room to make teams.
Oh.
So maybe it's just 10 players, and the 10 people get shuffled, and you get 2 teams of 5 randomly picked from the teams. And I think that would be really cool. And I don't know. Like I said,
right now, how was it? I remember we did that one custom night, and everybody gets into the game.
We had to make 2 teams of 5 and then challenge each other.
Okay. Yeah. And so then you have to go. Yeah.
Right.
And actually, it'd be really cool to have a nice option, like put your 10 people into the group and have it just random, or have it do it by skill. Maybe even like try to match the skill of the players.
That would be awesome as well.
As best as it can, something like that. But a bunch of options. I think that'd be great for the game. And along with that, I think you need to put XP in the custom games. If you need to put some sort of like checking to make sure someone's not abusing it by like letting someone win all the time or something. But we played all night long and found out we had 0 XP for all of our custom matches. And it was just like, well, I don't really want to do custom matches anymore because I want to get to 30 before beta's over.
Yeah. There might ought to be, and I don't know, maybe there's some way to do it, but I can imagine with the custom matches, having one team roll over every time. You basically take turns who rolls over.
Yeah. Well, then that's what I'm saying. They would, I think that would be fairly easy to kind of keep track of. At this point, they probably don't have to deal with that.
Right.
But anyway, that's what I want. And the last thing I wanted was one thing I noticed is some of these matches where they're like, here's 100,000 gold, see what you can do with it. And I basically use it to find what build I like throughout the game. I'll go out and be like, man, I didn't like that. And then I'll buy a whole new set of items. Like, man, I didn't like that. And when I find my set of items, I'm like, man, okay, I like that. I want to use that for my items. Instead of having to pull out a piece of paper and write it, at the end of the game, I'd like to be able to click use as default item build.
Ooh,
Like,
that is a good idea. I dig it.
Thank you. I think it's a
Yeah.
Oh, it's a dinger.
dang. I don't think we've heard that in that.
Yep.
So, what about I want this feature in every video game ever. So I always bring this up, but I want to be able to remove the HUD at any time, like just a hotkey. I can bind it, and also I want to be able to record camera motions, like a camera path.
Yeah.
We're getting at here with Machinima, making music videos, making videos. Hey, this is YouTube. Everybody makes videos.
Yeah.
More Smite videos out there, the better, and
the more well-polished Smite videos.
right, well-polished, skits and movies, Machinima and stuff like that. Not gameplay stuff, but it would just be cool if you could build that into the spectator playback. And you already have that device, and there's cool features in there for slowdown and speeds up and stuff like that, but nothing for cinematic stuff like Call of Duty has all that stuff built in. That would just be cool.
Yep. Agreed.
Why not?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Are we ready to move on to the next section?
What is it?
Oh my God!
Wow, these bumpers are horrible.
These are terrible. So much screaming.
Yeah, I know.
And you can always send in your own bumpers at smite@deadworkers.com, or your questions, or your game ideas that we'll put on the 8th day. You can also call us. I'm not sure if anybody is aware of that, but they can call us at 662-736-8260 and leave us a voice message. I'll tell you later, Eric.
Okay, the phone number, I
This
guess.
is just for Smite.
Okay, gotcha. Cool.
Anyway, so we got a couple sightings here. This first one here, I put it in here just because of our game with Guan Yu. And it's called How I Feel When I Play Guan Yu. It's rather funny and entertaining.
And if those people are not familiar, there is a series of videos that you can find out on the internet. It's a meme, How I Feel, where they take other sounds and put them into games you're playing.
Oh, right. And this one has all the monkeys or whatever.
It's screaming. Yeah, it's like martial arts game stuff.
Okay. Yeah. That's what you guys were laughing at before the show.
It's very funny. So this next thing was on the Smite Facebook page. It's called it's a pinup Valkyrie. It's like old World War II, the We Can Do It thing.
Yeah.
And it's join the Valkyries today, and Freya is really horrible when she jumps up in the air and throws stuff down on you. So I thought this is pretty cool.
Nice.
And then our last one is an Arachne montage with some good dubstep behind it. That is a really cool watch. Arachne does some really nasty stuff, and it's nicely edited. So there's some triple screen triptych
some cool
stuff. Yeah, no, it's well edited and it's well worth watching.
Nice find there. Excellent.
Very cool.
So,
you've got some tips here.
do we get to yell some more stuff?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. You put some tips here?
Well, I didn't know if we wanted to try to do weekly tips or anything.
I don't know. We
I
could.
don't know. I just had a couple people I don't think realize this sometimes, but when you run backwards, you actually run slower.
Yes.
You move backwards, but you can buy items that make you run just as fast backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
I've seen those. I've never bought
It's
them.
one I get on Loki's build every time.
Oh, yeah?
It's kind of an orangish red spear looking thing. Man, I should
with a bow person, that would be nasty. With Artemis?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Back or Neath or something.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So, and that's just the thing. Some of the recommended builds don't ever use certain items because they are kind of niche items.
Yeah.
But I think you can really do some cool builds if you look in the items and really kind of find some cool stuff and do some wacky builds that are people like, oh, how are they doing this? You know, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's it.
Nice. I like it. So now there's that time in a god's life when they leave the plane and they enter Valhalla.
Indeed.
So here in Valhalla, we depart.
Oh wait, that's why we don't do that.
That's not bad. We can still do it.
Oh, I got the music in post. I put in there.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll use that then.
Nice.
So right now you're hearing some music of some sort.
Yeah.
It's soothing.
Yeah.
To your ears.
Soothing.
It's something you would probably hear in Valhalla.
In Valhalla. So if you go to our YouTube channel, we do some Smite videos, and of course we're gonna really do a lot more. And see, I would love to do some weird, Smite videos, some music videos, and just some, I don't know, off the wall weird things. Why not?
Yeah.
Also some sweet plays and whatever. Anyway, so go check out our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/deadworkersparty. And also you mentioned the phone number here is 662-736-8260.
Yep.
And leave us a voicemail, and then we can play it. Either a question, or if you just want to leave something and just say something and you don't really need a response, we'll put it in the show, at the end of the show.
Yeah. Call it up. Just tell us what you think of the show and ideas. Or leave us email at smite@deadworkers.com.
Or give us iTunes reviews. Believe it or not, those help a lot. If you can get us onto the new and notable, then we'll get a lot more people paying attention to the podcast. And then, but getting those reviews in helps a lot. So if you listen to us and you have iTunes and you enjoy the show, leave us a review.
And not only that, this week and the next 2 following weeks, we'll be giving out a Fenrir Unlock code.
Yep.
And if you already have the Ultimate Pack, this will get you the skin for Fenrir. Yep. So go ahead and try, even if you have the pack. So go leave a review.
Not too shabby.
It'll win. And you know what's going to be next week, Eric?
Episode 3. Wait, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.